I'm going to take Seattle, Skip.
I'm shocked.
Early in the year, these two teams did play. But I will say this, Skip. I've always felt that the team that lost in the regular season, if the teams were to meet again in the playoffs, the team that lost has an advantage. Because you see all the things that you did wrong, and you get an opportunity to correct them. Where the team that won, like, okay, this is what we did. We had success doing this, this, and this. So we're just going to stay on that same path.
So you don't love your pick?
Oh, I love my pick.
Do you need to switch?
No, I'm not going to. Why would I do that?
Out of it? Well, you were giving me a...
In Russ, I trust.
Really?
Yes.
Dak, I back.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You're going to be back in the corner.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see if you feel that same way on Monday.
All right.
Have that same energy.
Yeah.
I need that same energy that you got right now, Skip Bayless.
I'm low energy right now. I'm chill.
Okay.
I'm cool because I got this.
Look, I just, knowing the makeup of this football team, they're made of the right stuff. Their leader, unquestioned leader, is Russell Wilson. And watching him throughout his career, no quarterback has won more than Russell Wilson. He's had a winning record in all 7 years that he's been in the NFL. Came in as a third-round draft pick. No one expected him to do what he's been able to do. They signed Matt Flynn. Skip, you remember the story. They signed Matt Flynn. He beats Matt Flynn out, even if they had given him that $10 million in guaranteed money. But not only can he throw the ball, he's become very proficient. And the same thing that happened to Dak. When you run the ball as well as a team runs the ball, the quarterback gets very little credit. But Russell Wilson has turned himself into an MVP candidate because of his ability to throw the football, even though they have the #1 rush team in all of football. His 35 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, lets you know just what he's capable of. In 9 of the last 10 games, they've gone for at least $150 in the run game. They're very good in the red zone. The Cowboys defense, when they give up, normally teams get into the red zone, they punch it in. The thing that I love most about Seattle is that they take care of the football. When you can take care of the football, you give yourself an opportunity, especially in the playoffs, because you play double. I've always felt you pay double if you turn the ball over in the playoffs. They take care of the football, #1 in turnover differential, Skip. So with that being said, Seattle will be moving on, and your Cowboys will be going home to the tune of 23-20. Seahawks
20
win.
says the Hall of Famer Shannon
Yep.
Sharpe. Would you like to put one case of Diet Mountain Dew on that?
Yes.
Right here, right now.
Yes, and I need 3 points.
Nope, you get no points.
No, Skip Bayless.
You need 3 points?
3. The line is 2.5.
Huh.
Well, they can't win by 2.5. So
it's not 2.5 because it actually got bet all the way down to 1.5. Now it's sort of evened off a little bit at 2, so it's a 2-point. And Dallas, you know, the home team always gets 3 points. So effectively, Seattle is actually favored when you factor in the 3 for home field. Yes, they are.
I need 3.
That is correct.
3.
You get none. If you have any courage or your convictions, if you have any guts, if you want to put your dew where your big mouth is right now, you can put it right there because I'm allowing you to. This is the public's on your side. This spread has been bet down. The betting public says Seattle, Seattle, more Seattle because Russell Wilson is obviously the more decorated quarterback. He's obviously the more trustable quarterback. He's been here and done all this. Yeah. He's done it to Dallas twice within the last year, right? Okay, he's won a Super Bowl. Russell Wilson has won a Super Bowl, and you need points?
Yep.
Are you kidding me? I'll take it straight up for a case.
Nope.
Okay, we'll see what you're made of. So, you actually, for once on this show, made some astute football points in your analysis, and I was impressed.
For
once. I mean, I was thinking, what did he eat for breakfast today? Did you have my protein drink? I don't know.
No.
Metrax, you got to try it. It's 51 grams of protein.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't need all that protein.
You don't need all of it.
Oh, the muscle right here.
Oh,
try it.
You got that vibranium going. Okay. So, furthermore, that decorated quarterback is up against a defense that I must admit, my Dallas Cowboy defense, I don't trust it nearly as much as I did about a month ago, 6 weeks ago.
You only trusted it after they did what they did to New Orleans.
I trusted it after that, but over the last 4 weeks, I got to tell you, it's been quietly awful. While you keep calling my defense amazing, you've used that word several times, I keep seeing not amazing over the last 4 games. If we just take that 4-game stretch, they're 26th in the NFL in points allowed. They're 29th in yards allowed. And they are 31st, that's one from the bottom, in third downs allowed over the last 4 games. Is that good?
No.
That is not good. So Philadelphia, with Carson, W-I-N-C-E at quarterback, scored 17 points in the fourth quarter at Dallas in that pivotal game that obviously Dak and company finally won in overtime, but that was not cool for me. At Indy, obviously they laid a goose egg. It was 23-0, but they allowed 178 yards rushing at Indy. That's no
hold on,
good.
But you said they didn't need the game, so why do you care about that?
Well,
they didn't need the game. They're not worried about it.
It's a bad sign for the defense, because I thought the offense played pretty well in that game.
With 0 points.
Drove it. Yeah, big
zero.
10-play drive, 14-play drive, 15-play drive, drop, touchdown pass, blocked field goal, uncalled pass interference. That could have been 17-0. We could be having even a different conversation.
What good is it, Skip, to go shopping if you got no money to buy anything?
Somebody else is speaking right now, and somebody else has just launched into his diatribe against your soliloquy. So then we had Jameis come to Jerry World, and would you believe Jameis Winston had 7 drives of 10-plus plays? That is not good defense to me. Against Jameis Winston, you have little to no respect for what they do, right?
They scored on 3 of those drives, but okay, I get your point.
And then just last week, with my defense plan, everybody actually trying, it looked like to me, Eli Manning and company put up 35 points and 441 yards and went 9 of 18 on 3rd and 4th down against my defense. That scares me. That rocked me. I don't like that. And my pass rush, I used to love it. And all of a sudden, my man DeMarcus Lawrence Taylor that I used to call him, now he's just DL as in...
Oh,
he's on the DL, like he disappeared. He must be on the DL because I don't.
You don't know where he is?
I don't know. He hadn't played for a month. I don't know where he is. Randy Gregory. I could call him Gregory Randy, right?
No, well,
I don't know because I don't know where he went.
I tell you what, you'll see Randy Gregory when you least expect it. He's going to jump off sides or he's going to commit a penalty.
He's got potential to do just that. And what has been my biggest target on this show this year was the rookie left guard named Connor Williams, second-round pick, who I have never loved. And guess what, boys and girls? He's back in the lineup at left guard because Xavier Su'a-Filo is out with an ankle, and he's listed as doubtful, and I'm pretty sure he's just gone.
What?
Okay? So all of a sudden, Connor Williams, the sieve, the turnstile that he could be.
He's a second-round draft pick.
Second-round draft pick. Yeah. He has played some lately because he had to pinch hit for Zach Martin a little bit. But again, could that be with Frank Clark? Do you know Frank Clark is a hellacious pass rusher? What do you have, 14.5 sacks?
Yeah. Jaron Reed is another on the inside of the D tackle. That's who he's going to have to worry about.
St. Nick, Alabama, second-round pick in 2016.
Yep.
So you got 2 of them coming. And all of a sudden, Connor Williams, who's a little undersized and a little understrength to me, he might just be looking like this the whole day, like people running by him. And that scares me for Dak's sake. And yet, I just piled on with objectivity to your argument. All that said, I still love my football team. And I love my chances, and my team is going to win this game 20-13 because motivation is on my side. What did I tell you when my team took off from 3-5? It went on a revenge tour, just like Michigan went on a revenge tour that you covered often during the college football season. My team said, we got to get even with all these people in a row. And they got even with Philly twice. And they got even with Washington for that horrendous call that went against them at the end of the game. Remember that one? He didn't move. No. Yep. But they got even with Washington on Thanksgiving Day. They got even with Atlanta at Atlanta for that debacle last year when Dak got sacked 8 times. And they got even with all the doubters and the naysayers and the critics and the Cowboy haters who said New Orleans is going to blow them off the field on Thursday Night Football, and it was 13-10 Dallas. They went on a run because they said, let's do this. They had motivation that came in packages of rivals. And all of a sudden, Seattle is becoming a rival to them because Seattle went in there late last year on
Well, you got to win some games for it to be a rival. Oh, okay. When the last time the Cowboys beat Seattle?
Maybe it starts Saturday night. Okay. You know? Because how about the Dez drop game last year on December 24th at Jerry World? It was horrendous what happened. And Dez Bryant, I can't get that play out of my mind when he's in the middle of the field. Remember, and Dak thought he was going to go one way. I don't know if we have that play. Well,
that was 2 years ago, right?
No, it was last year. It was last December 24th.
Oh, yeah.
Tipped it up in the air.
Oh, yeah, last year.
It was terrible. That was the beginning and the end of that game was that throw right there. And that was the end of Dez Bryant as we knew and used to love him in Dallas, Texas. Right. and that was the epitome of what happened in that game, and that was 21-12. So my offense has scored 12 points in that game, and then it was 24-13 in Week 3 at Seattle this year. And who was the culprit for much of the game? It was number 21, my running back. Ezekiel Elliott owes his football team, and he owes the Seahawks for that game at Seattle.
What about Dak?
Because I think I'm speaking right now because...
I mean, you've been speaking the whole show.
No, I haven't. I've actually got something to say over here.
You ain't saying nothing.
As opposed to whatever came from over there. I can't remember what you said.
No more interruptions.
Yeah. So, my little man, Ezekiel Elliott, number 21, he dropped a huge third down pass where he was going to turn it up and go like 60 yards.
Whatever.
Had a step on Bobby Wagner, and it just hit him right in the hands, and he dropped it. And then he had a long touchdown pass run where he had stepped out of bounds. Remember that? What are you doing, Zeke? You stepped out of bounds before you caught one? This is going to put Dallas up 7-0.
Well, if you don't mind me
asking, it's going to put him up 7-0.
How do you say Zeke was going to go 60 yards when you say he looked like he had been eating this offseason?
I thought he was just loose. He was free. He can do that.
No.
He can do that, yeah. And then how about he had one long run at the end of the game. It was actually 10 minutes left in the game. He goes 26 yards down to the Seattle 13-yard line, and he fumbled. And I got to tell you, if he doesn't fumble that, I think Dallas is going to get right in the middle of that game because they were about to get back in it anyway. Despite that, they cut it down to 11 points late in the game. And I think they were starting to turn the corner. But who did that game belong to? It belonged to a young man by the name of Earl Thomas, who plays for the Seattle Seahawks, or at least he used to. He does not now. And that was his game. That was his moment to bow to the Cowboys sideline because Jerry Jones had not closed the deal to bring him to Dallas. And he was playing possess that day. He was Johnny on the spot. Every time there was a tip ball off one of my receivers' hands, it fell right into his hands. And he had 2 huge interceptions that turned that game around. He is the heartbeat of the Legion of Boom, and he is not there for this game. And guess what? Amari Cooper is there. That's going to change things. So we're going to flip the script this time. And so here comes Seattle with the #1 rushing attack in pro football, right? They lead the league in yards rushing. What does my defense actually do very well?
I don't know.
Stops the run.
Ask Saquon.
Okay.
Did they stop Saquon?
Yeah, they
What
did.
about Mark? Skip, the man went over 100.
He had 67 yards on 1 carry, and then he had 16 for 41 yards on 16 other carries. Do the math.
Hold on, okay.
Do the math. It's like 2.6 yards a carry.
But you just, earlier, I think it was about, let me see.
They didn't show up at Indy.
Okay, 12 minutes ago, you talked about how your defense didn't play well. They didn't show up to play against Indianapolis
that was the
because they gave up 178 yards rushing.
They did.
So are you convinced?
If you look at their body of work this year, they finished 5th in the NFL in yards rushing against.
Okay,
so that's pretty good.
Okay.
And you know what? My linebackers are going to be flying on Saturday night. And they got a stable of really good backs in Seattle.
Are they better than, all I know, the highest rated middle linebacker in all of football is one, Bobby. Wow.
I will take my 2 over your 1 any night.
Okay, Joe Choi.
Especially Saturday
Okay,
night.
Jay Choi, a bum, huh? Is that what you said?
He's a bum. He just came back. He's not what he used to be.
Oh,
He's
okay.
still pretty good.
Yeah.
He does it more with his head than his physicality.
But okay. But this is what I'm having a hard time
I'm
understanding.
just getting rolling.
You said
I got a lot more to go.
You said your Cowboys' body of work, but yet you piled on the last 4 weeks. They haven't been good. So is it the last 4 weeks?
To help you out a little
I don't need no help.
I think this is it. What have I told you all year? One of these days or nights, my team is going to put it all together all at once because it really has.
Okay, what about
it won 7 of its last 8 games without really clicking on all cylinders.
Oh, really?
So really?
Okay, so what happens if they don't put it all together? You keep saying if they do, what happens when they don't?
I don't do hypotheticals because I know.
You just did it. You just said one of these days they're going to put it all together.
Well,
that's a hypothetical.
I just predicted it's coming this time.